Hello friends, welcome to your channel How Geomatics. In this lecture, we will study an important topic. In this lecture we will study about the creating a database. Means how we will create a database, because GIS application run can process many huge amount of the geospatial data. So for that data, we need a database for the storing and retrieving the data. So it can easily be processed in the GIS application. So for creating the database, there are majorly 4 steps which we have to follow. Before that, we have to understand what is database. As we already know, database is the uh, storing the huge amount of data in the proper manner. So let us start. Before discussing the non-spatial data structure, it is required to that you know about the database, because database is very important for the GIS application. So for processing the data, collected data in the computer system, we need a database. So what is the database? Database is defined as an automated, formally defined and centrally controlled collection of the persistent data used and shared by different users in an enterprise. What is the meaning of the centrally controlled? It is centrally it collected centrally, means database has collected huge amount of data, and this data can be retrieved by many users in many computers. So in these computers, the data is not physically present, but they can retrieve data from the database and run that data and process for the output in the GIS application. So it is a centrally controlled. So the term centrally controlled means the databases tend to be physically distributed in the different computer systems in the same time at different locations. So there is a database, so many computers or different users at the same time at different location can retrieve the data and process that for the output. A database is set up to serve the information needs to an organization. Means database also helps to convert the data into the information, because we know information is required for the geographic information system, or it is the basic need of the organization. Because information is different from the data, it has a specific uh, goal for processing to get an output. The sharing of data is the key concept of the database. Means the data collection sharing is the key. Data in the database are described as permanent. It is important that database means available data or stored data in the database are termed as the permanent as compared to the transient data, because in the transient data we give an input to the system and it gives the output. So input output is there, but in case of the database, the data stored in the database is the permanent, meaning that this data is stored physically in the database, so they can retrieve this data and run this data in the application, but it does not changes. Means the retrieving of data from the database does not mean that the files are the demise. Means they are available in the database also, and they can retrieve in different computer system. So this data available in the database is termed as a permanent. So the data usually remain in the database for a considerable length of time. Means we can update and deleting and editing the data in the database, but for the long time the data available in the database remains for the considerable length of time. So actual content of the data can change very frequently. We can update that data in the database. The use of database does not mean the demise of the database. Data in a database are still organized and stored as a database. Means database are the files are stored or organized in the proper manner in the database, and that data can be retrieved easily by different users. So that is not the meaning of the demise of the data files. They can easily retrieve or process that data, but that is physically available in the database. So the use of the database change the perception of data, means it is very useful for the GIS application, because processing and purpose of using data is available for the GIS application without storing this data physically in the computer system. So it helps us to prevent the space or memory for the GIS application. Now we know that every human activity produce data, and most of these data are managed in databases. Conventionally, databases store non-spatial entities. So we have to understand that the data stored in the database are generally non-spatial entities, means they store the data like characteristics of the feature, but these non-spatial entities can be converted into the spatial data, means we can find out the coordinates, shape, size, everything with the help of the GIS application. So this non-spatial data is useful for the processing. Now after understanding what is database and their feature, now we have to understand how to create a database, because this is an important step in the GIS application, because it run the huge amount of the geospatial data. So that data must be organized or stored in the proper manner, or so we can easily retrieve the data for the analysis. So for that, first of all, we have to understand that design and implementation of database, because it required 4 steps to create a database. And what are these 4 steps? So first one is the data investigation, because we know that real world is converted into the spatial or non-spatial data, and these data has some relationship between each other, and there is a logic, means if we take an example that tree A is bigger than the tree B, so if we store or convert this data in the database, so it must be tree A must be greater than tree B. It should not be changed. So many things are there in which shape, size, quantity, quality, everything must be same, but we organize that data into the proper manner, so we can easily retrieve the data. So for creating a database, there are 4 steps. First one is the data investigation, in which we will investigate, means their type, quantity, how much data is there. So because creating a database, it depends on the relationship between the data. So first of all, we will find out the relationship between the data, and means data investigation means how much data is there, type, quantity and quality we will find out. After that, second step is the data modeling, in which we will find the actual relationship between the entities and characteristics, means spatial and non-spatial data, means what is the relationship between each other. After that, third step is the database design, means to store that huge amount of data, we will design a database which depends on the chosen DBMS, because for monitoring and controlling the database we require a DBMS, and there are many types of DBMS, so it depends on the chosen DBMS what type of DBMS we will needed. After that, last step means fourth step is the database implementation. When we create a database, we have to know how to use that data which are stored in the database. So for monitoring and updating anything that required in the database, it depends on the database implementation. So it is the fourth step. So before this, we have to understand that for creating a database, the design and implementation of a database is guided by the relationship between the data, because their logic or their relationship must be same as in the real world. And database design process involve identification and expression of these relationships, and implementation of database by setting up a new structure for these relationships within the chosen database software. So this is the overview of 4 steps for the creating a database. So in the database design process, identification and expression of the examination of the relationship required, and for implementation it depends on the chosen DBMS. So or storing the data in a new structure, so their relationship must be same. So these are the 4 steps. If we come or explain each step, first one is the data investigation. So it is the fact finding stage of the database creation. Fact finding means how much data, means what type of data, how much data means their quantity, and what qualities of are there in this data. So we have to understand these 3 properties of the data in the first step. After that, the nature of entity and attribute is decided, because we know that attribute data is stored in the tabular form, and for that we have to know how many rows, how many columns must be there. So first of all is the data investigation step. Now second one is the data modeling, because their logic and their relationship must be same as in the real world and in the database. So for that we have to find the conceptual model of this data and examining the relationship between the entities and their characteristics. So this stage, like data investigation stage, can be carried out independently of the software. So these 2 steps, means data investigation and data modeling, these are software independent, means they for running these 2 steps did not require any software, but in case of database design we require a software. So in third step we design a database for which we require a software, and the design depends on the software used and its data model, means what type of software we are using and what is the data model. The design of the database depends on these 2 points. So in this process the logic between the data or their relationship must be same as in the real world, and it depends on the chosen DBMS. So in this step we will put up the field names, type, structure. These points are decided, and design will be a compromise to fit the database design model with the chosen DBMS. Now fourth step is the database implementation. So while processing the populating database with attribute data, or we will, if we want to run the data which are available in the database, so for any updating, editing, deleting or anything modification, we require a procedure or rules. So these data implementation step is very important, because in this step we monitor or update the data. So these 4 points are very important to create a database. Now another important point is the relationship perspective of the database, and it is very important topic, because we have seen a question in the GATE previous years on the basis of the categorical relationships. There are 4 types of scale, like nominal, ordinal, and interval and ratio. So these 4 points are very important. So before that we have to understand the relationship perspective of the database. As we know, data is stored in the database has some relationship between each other, and their logic is same as in the real world. So relationship is an important concept in the database management, because it must be same. It describes the logical association between the entities. Relationship can be categorical or spatial. As we know, what is the relationship, as the name suggests, we know spatial relationship will have the some coordinate information or their size, shape, size, like that relationship. But in the categorical relationship it is classification based, means the data changes continuously, or it represent the continuous data. So the relationship is represented in the feature of classification system, means in this categorical relationship we find out the relationship between the objects or any land surface or anything on the basis of the classification or hierarchical position. So first of all we have to understand that Spatial perspective of the database are of two types. First one is the categorical and second one is the spatial relationship. So we will start first categorical relationships. So these relationships describe the association among individual features in a classification system. Classification means if we take an example of land use classification, in this there may be many things like this land piece can be divided into residential, industrial, commercial and many things, agricultural. So these are the classification basis and we does not have any location information in this. So this is the categorical relationship. The classification of data is based on the concept of scale of measurement. In this we have to differentiate on the basis of scale of the measurement. So there are four scales mainly. First one is the nominal, second one is the ordinal, third one is the interval and last one is the ratio. And these 4 points or 4 scales are very important. So we have to understand these 4 points carefully and in the deep, because there was a question that was asked in the GATE 2023 on this attribute or scale. So first one is the nominal. Nominal is the qualitative. So first of all I will tell you that nominal and ordinal are on the basis of qualitative and other two like interval and ratio are the quantitative basis. So in the nominal scale is the qualitative, non-numerical and non-ranking scale that classify features on intrinsic characteristics. So these are the feature of the nominal scale. It classify the feature on the basis of their intrinsic characteristics. Means it does not have any numerical value, it does not have any ranking. So it is a qualitative basis and it is known as the nominal scale. For example, as we have taken that if there is a piece of land or we want to classify these land part, so there may be, it can be differentiated as residential, industrial, commercial and agricultural, public institutions. So all these things are done on the classification basis and on the basis of their intrinsic characteristics. Means it does not have any numerical value and it also does not giving any ranking to any part of the land. So only classification is done in the nominal scale and it is the qualitative basis. Now second one, ordinal, is the nominal scale with ranking. Means it gives some ranking to different features according to a particular order. So we can manage them in the or follow them in the increasing or decreasing order. For example, we have taken the example of again land use classification. In that land use classification there was a part of the residential, and in that residential again it can be classified as low density area, high density area, medium density area. So these are the on the basis of their ranking, means what population is there or what density is there. So it can be arranged in the increasing or decreasing order. So it has some ranking, that is the ordinal scale. After that, third one is the interval, which is an ordinal scale, means it has some ranking but it on the basis of the numerical values that are recorded with reference to an arbitrary datum. Means in interval scale the feature is ranked on their basis of numerical value and it has some arbitrary datum. What is the meaning of this? Datum is the specific point on their basis we give the numerical value to other features so we can compare to them. Means if we taken an example of temperature, means one place has minus 20 degrees Celsius and one has the plus 20 degrees Celsius. How we are differentiating them? On the basis of referencing a datum which is the 0 degrees Celsius, and the meaning of the 0 degrees Celsius has some significance here, because the meaning of 0 degrees Celsius does not mean that there is no temperature, but it has some temperature, it has the cold temperature. So in this interval scale the reference datum or meaning of 0 has some significance in the interval scale. So for example, temperature readings in the degree centigrade are measured with reference to an arbitrary zero datum, zero in the respect of zero. And here, that is 0 degree temperature does not mean no temperature. It has the significance. Now the fourth case is the ratio, which is related to the interval scale, and it is an interval scale with ranking. It also gives the ranking based on the numerical value as same as the interval, but the measurement with the reference to an absolute datum means it has an arbitrary datum and it has an absolute datum. Absolute datum means if we have taken a datum of the zero value, then the meaning of zero value has nothing, any data, means there is no significance of any zero value. So in the ratio scale, the reference is the absolute datum, and in the interval scale, the reference is the arbitrary datum. So if you want to trick as a ratio as the O similar to the 0 and 0 as the meaning is 0. What is the meaning? For an example, rainfall data are recorded in millimeter with reference to an absolute 0. Means if we say that one place has 2 mm and one place has 3 mm rainfall and another place have 0 mm rainfall. So the meaning of the 0 mm means there was no any rainfall. So in this scale, 0 has no any significance value. 0 mm rainfall mean no rainfall. But in case of temperature, 0 mm 0 degree temperature does not mean no temperature. So it is the basic difference between the interval and ratio scale. So these two are the basically quantitative basis, and other two are on the basis of the qualitative basis. So these four skills are very important to understand. If you have any doubt, you can comment, you can ping us. So take this topic very seriously, because GATE exam has a question asked already. So there may be a chances of asking the question from this topic. Now categorical relationship. We know that categorical relationship mainly represent the non-spatial, and it classify or differentiate or shows the relationship between the data on the basis of classification and gives the ranking, which is a hierarchical in nature, means top level and another subcategorical and so on. So it is a hierarchical in nature, which means the data are classified into progressively different levels of details. So if we take an example as land use, we firstly classify it on the basis of residential, then commercial, industrial, agricultural, institutions, so many things. So if we again in the ordinal scale, we again classify the residential part. So this residential part are classified on the basis of their population density, means low, medium, high, high to low. So these are the hierarchical in nature. We classify data in basic category like residential and other portions like commercial, industrial, and then classified into subcategories like low density, high density, and so on. So subcategory can be further classified into another level if required. Classification of descriptive data is typically based on the categorical relationship. Now second type of the relationship perspective is the spatial relationship. As we know, spatial relationship is related with the space, means the relationship described the association among different features in space or their coordinate relationship. So spatial relationships are visually displayed when the data are presented in the graphical form. So for finding the spatial relationship between the features, they are mainly represented in the graphical form. There are numerous types of spatial relationship possible among features. Like recording spatial relationship implicitly demands considerable storage space. As we know that first of all we have to understand that if the data has a spatial relationship, means we have to retrieve that spatial relationship, then it will require some huge amount of storage and much time to process the data. So for a spatial relationship, it require considerable large storage space, and computing special relationships on the fly slows down data processing. Particularly means it required more time for the run or processing. If relationship information is required frequently, there are two types of spatial relationships such as topological and proximal. So again, spatial relationships are classified as topological relationship and proximal relationships. And what are the differences between them? As we know, topological data has the relationship between the feature, and it mainly represent the continuous feature. For example, if there are two polygons A and B and it has common 1 2 line, so it represents the adjacency, that polygon A is adjacent to the polygon B and common line is the 1 2, so it represents the topological relationship between two polygons. So similarly, topological relationship describes the property of adjacency, connectivity and containment of contiguous features, whereas proximal relationship shows the property of closeness of non-contiguous features. Means if two object features are not adjacent to each other and they are the non-contiguous data, so it represents the closeness between them or between those two features that are not contiguous. And for that closeness representation or relationship is known as the proximal relationship, which is another type of the spatial relationship. Because data may be contiguous or non-contiguous, and for the contiguous feature, there, because every data has a spatial relationship, mostly if we want to represent the spatial relationship between the data, so it does not depend on the contiguous or non-contiguous. So for the continuous features, the relationship, spatial relationship, is known as the topological relationship, and for the non-contiguous, which represent the closeness between them, that property is known as the proximal relationship. And spatial relationships are very important in geographical data processing and modeling because it requires some coordinate information. So it is basically very important for the geographical data processing and modeling. The objective of information organization and data structure is to find a way that will handle spatial relationship with minimum storage and computation requirement. So there is a objective of information organization like GIS software that they the spatial relationship will be handled easily or with less time or have some minimum storage. So these are the importance of the spatial relationship and their characteristics. Now today we have an important lecture, and very important in this lecture was the 4 types of scale and how to create a database. So we have to understand these 4 skills for the GATE exam purpose. If you have any doubt, you can comment, and for the PDF or related quiz, you can follow us on the Telegram. And please share our video and like, share and subscribe our channel, and do preparation for the GATE Geometrics with Aru Geometrics.